So for this project, we're gonna be using fingering weight yarn. These are Japan yarns in skin tone and chocolate brown. And then you're gonna need some scissors and yarn needle, 2.5mm crochet hook. Alright, so next is I'm going to make a magic ring. Then we're going to chain 3, 9 double crochets into the magic ring. After this, we're going to pull. So we're going to work a slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain. If you're gonna check this one, you will see that we started out with 10 double crochets. Now we are going to start with another color if you're going to use 2 colors for this striped bucket hat. So I'm gonna chain 1 and then cut off the yarn. So the next step is we're going to chain 3 and then into that same stitch we're gonna work 1 double crochet. Now we're gonna chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And then we're going to chain 6 again, 4, 5, 6, and then into the very next stitch we're gonna work 2 double crochets. So we're going to repeat that. We're going to chain again 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to repeat that until we get back around. Okay, so once you get back around, you should have a total of 20 double crochets. So 2 double crochets into each stitch, and then in between we have 6 chains, and then we're gonna close the round with a slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain, which is chain 3, which will count as 1 double crochet. So now we have finished round 2. So since we are changing the color, we're gonna chain 1 and then cut off the yarn. We're gonna switch back to the main color. I'm going to make a slip knot first, and then into the gap in between those 2 double crochets of the previous round, I'm going to work my first double crochet, which is chain 3, and then 2 more double crochets. So if you have noticed, we have increased the number of individual double crochets, and in the previous we just have 2, now we have 3 double crochet stitches. And then we're going to chain 6, and then we're gonna repeat this pattern into every gap in between the 2 double crochets. So we're going to do 3 double crochets followed by 6 chains. So we're just going to repeat that until we get back around. Alright, so once we get back around, we're going to work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. That is where we always close off each round. Round 4 is going to be slightly different. I'm gonna be starting the same way as how I started, but this time I'll be working an increase into the middle of the 3 double crochets. So from here on we will increase a stitch as we move on to the next round. So there into the middle I will work 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then instead of chaining 6 this time I'll be chaining 8. After that I will repeat the pattern. So into every second stitch of the 3 double crochets, that is where I will work an increase. So I will be repeating that until I get back around. And as you have noticed, when we add an increase, we always place it in the middle of the individual double crochets. So if you have an even number of individual double crochets, what you can do is you divide the number of stitches. Like in the previous stitch we have 6 individual double crochets and we divide it by 2, so that's 3. So we place the increase into the 3rd stitch, and that's what we usually do to place the increase or 2 double crochets. And then when we move on to the next round, we will have an odd number of stitches. So now we can work the increase into the middle. Say this is 7 stitches, so we're going to do the increase on the 4th stitch so that we will have 3 individual double crochets in between. So you can move on working an increase if you would like to create a flat circle pattern. In here 2 and 3 we just did 6 chains in between. We just did an increase and at the same time we work chain 8. So this portion is the same as this one, so we did an increase into each group of double crochets. So once you've finished, and when you look at the back, you will see the ends showing. So you can just trim off the excess. Alright, so this is what it looks like after weaving in the ends at the back. Make sure that it's securely weaved in. Now the next step would be before I continue, I will show you how to do the ladder stitch. So we get to the second round, and then we're going to pick this main color over the brown loop, and then we're simply going to pick another loop next and get it over this loop that we just inserted our hook into. So we keep doing that until all the loops are joined from round 2 up to the last one. So we're going to repeat that until we have all the loops joined. Alright, so this is what it looks like after we have finished joining all the loops. Okay, so once you get to your circumference size, this is round 10, and then the circumference size is 20, and then if we're going to measure the diameter, it's about 17 centimeters or about 7 inches if you'd like to know. The next step is the easiest part, so we're going to keep working the number of stitches without adding an increase. So 1 double crochet into every stitch, chain 8, and then 1 double crochet into every stitch, and then we keep on working that until we have about 3.5 inches of the height, and then I'll show you what to do next.